So I'm in Melbourne right now, and behind me is the building where I'll be giving a talk tonight. This is kind of an amazing thing. The Diocese of Melbourne has invited me to come down and speak here at a wonderful event that tries to combine the arts and sciences and religion. It's all part of our job of telling the world about science and religion and the Vatican Observatory. Science is a conversation, and this means you have to have two things that people forget about when they've got the image of the crazy scientist in the basement. It's a conversation. You have to have people to converse with. Science is never done alone. If you don't tell somebody else, you didn't do it. There's more to it than that. Galileo was not the first person to look at the moon through a telescope, but he was the first person to look at the moon through a telescope who had an education in Renaissance art, so that he understood how to see what he was looking at, he knew how perspective worked, and he could paint these gorgeous watercolor images of the moon that make it look like a sphere. Learning arts, learning graphic art, learning painting, learning perspective gives you the imagination to know what it is you're looking at. That's what made Galileo the brilliant scientist. It wasn't that he was the first to do this. He was the first to know what the heck he was doing when he did that. Science, as part of this conversation, means that you have to be able to communicate not only what you did, but why it matters. It's fascinating to me how much of science, though science is rational, it begins with insight. It begins with taste, it begins with hunches, it begins with all of those non-rational things that people who don't know science and just see it from the outside think, oh, that's faith, that's not science. And the crazy thing is, of course, that faith, which people say is a bunch of emotions, actually starts with experience. Every religious experience is an experience. And religion, faith, is the system that we use to use both our heart and our brain to make sense of what's going on.